So for section 2.5, simplifying algebraic expressions, we're going to simplify algebraic expressions by combining like terms. So this is stuff that you have done before, but we're going to continue to reason abstractly and quantitatively, which means that we're going to keep thinking about math kind of in different ways, and we're going to be thinking about variables mixed with numbers, and put all of that together. So just to review, because we will end up using this sum in this section, the distributive property states that A times the quantity B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. So all I did is I shared that A with both parts of the parentheses. So just a few examples just to kind of remember what is happening here. We're going to distribute this 3 with the x and with the 4. And so you end up with 3x plus 3 times 4, which is 12. And that's it. We're going to do the same thing with the next one, except we have some negatives to pay attention to. So we're going to we're going to distribute that -2. So I have -2 times m. So that's -2m. And then a -2 times -8, which is positive 16. And so that is that one. All right, so when we simplify algebraic expressions, like we said in our objective statement, we are going to combine like terms. So we're going to end up combining like terms. So just kind of a reminder, because it might have been a while since you've gone over this. Like terms are any numbers that have the same variables. So we're looking at numbers with the same variables. So the coefficient is the number in front, and then the variable is the letter. This is another very important concept that we're going to use when we solve equations. So the past couple sections we've been doing have been leading us up to the next couple sections where we're going to start solving equations, and we're going to start getting more intense, more deep questions that we need to work out. So let's just do some problems. When we're combining like terms like this, we just have expressions. We don't have equations, so we're not solving. We're just going to simplify. So I have 7m plus 8m. These have the same variable, so they are like terms. So I'm going to take the coefficient and I'm going to combine them. So I have 7 plus 8, which is 15. So I have 15m. One way to think of this is this first part tells me I have 7 m's, and then I'm going to add 8 m's to that. So I end up with 15 m's altogether. Going on to example 2, we have just a little bit more. We have -3z plus 8z minus 12z. So let's just take this one part at a time. We have -3z plus 8z. So I'm going to take -3 plus 8, which is 5. So right now I have 5 z's, and then I still need to subtract 12. So I need to do 5 minus 12, which is -7. So I have -7 z's. All right, moving on to example 3. All right, so now I have some different terms. Now I have p's, and I need to pay attention to the sign in front, and then I have just some numbers. So I'm going to combine my p's. So I have 9p minus 7p, which gives me 2p. And then I'm going to combine just my numbers. So I have 2 plus 5, which is 7. So I have 2p plus 7 for my final answer. Example 4 is getting a little bit more intense. And so for example 4, we can't just combine right here. Before we can do that, we have to get rid of these parentheses because that's kind of holding us back. So what we need to do is we need to distribute those numbers to both parentheses, and then we'll have a problem like examples 1, 2, and 3 when we can just combine our like terms. So for this first set of parentheses, I have 8 times the quantity y plus 3. So I have 8 times y plus 8 times 3, which is 24. Then I have this plus sign. And now I have 2 times y, so 2y, and 2 times negative 4, because I need to look at the sign in front. And so that's negative 8. Now I can combine like terms. So I have my 8y and my 2y. 8 plus 2 is 10. So I have 10 y's. And then I have 24 minus 8, which is a positive 16. So I have 10y plus 16. I only have one more problem left. Go ahead and pause this video and try this one on your own. And then once you get it, continue the video and I'll work this out and you can check and make sure that you did it correctly. So the first thing I need to do is I need to distribute to both of my parentheses. So doing this first one, I have a negative 5. So negative 5 times 2r is negative 10r. And then negative 5 times negative 3, because I'm looking at the sign in front of my number, that's positive 15. Now some of this extra stuff, like this this minus 2r, I'm just going to copy that down. And now I'm going to distribute this negative 6. So I have negative 6 times negative 4r, that's positive 24r, and then negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6, and then I still have this plus 7 that I need to bring down. So now I have a lot going on here, so I'm just going to notice where my r's are, and I'm going to notice where my numbers are. So I'm going to combine my r's, then I'm going to combine my numbers. So I have negative 10r minus 2r, which is negative 12r, and then negative 12r plus 24r is positive 12r. So once again, I did negative 10 minus 2 plus 24. Negative 10 minus 2, I'm going to add the opposite to get negative 12 plus 24. I have a positive and a negative, so I need to subtract my numbers. 24 minus 12 is 12. And 24 is my larger number, so my 12 is positive. So I have 12 r's. And now I need to do my numbers. So I have 15 plus 6, which is 21, plus 7 is 28. So once again, I have 15 plus 6 plus 7. 15 plus 6 is 21, plus 7 is 28, and this is my final answer. That is all that we're doing in this section. Go ahead and work on the homework. Make sure you have it done and get it graded. That way we can continue on and use this when we are solving equations.